Hey guys, welcome to my second ever video of this channel. In this video, I'll be talking about my long-term goals for this channel and my long-term goals for this TVC rocket. I will also be talking about the launch pad and the clamp platform that is mounted on the rocket. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, let's talk long-term goals for this channel, or specifically for this TVC rocket. This rocket will be like a proof of concept for me, proving that I am capable of creating a TVC rocket. This rocket's main goals are to develop TVC software and hardware, and to successfully launch and deploy parachutes, using pyrotechnic charges. In the future, I hope to start my own model rocketry business. That might be in the next 6-7 months after I develop this rocket, because there's not really anybody selling TVC software and hardware kits, so I think that might be a good step to take. That will also act as a source of funding for this project and future projects, like maybe developing a space shot, which is a rocket that goes above 100 kilometers, or developing another TVC rocket that will go over a mile or a kilometer. Alright, now let's talk about launch pads and launch clamps. So the rocket will have a clamp platform on the bottom screwed into it. I didn't have this on the last video I made, obviously. But it has grooves on the side. Notice it has grooves. So on the launch pad, there will be clamps that will slide into those grooves and will hold the rocket on the pad for about 100 to 200 milliseconds, and then it will release and let the rocket go on its way. The reason we hold the rocket on the pad for 100 to 200 milliseconds is for it to get past that thrust spike. So, if you don't know much about rocket motors, or hobby rocket motors specifically, the thrust spike, their average thrust is not constant. So, it has a thrust spike, and then it averages out at, say, 12 newtons for an E-motor, or some X amount of thrust. Alright, so the launch pad is still under development. However, that is going to be coming very, very soon. But in the meantime, we'll also be working on software. So, like I said in the previous video, the rocket will be programmed in C++, a version of C++ that Arduino has modified. So, the main control algorithm for any stability type model rockets will be something called a PID algorithm. This is the most common control algorithm for model rockets, as it is very easy to control and program. Alright, so like I said, this rocket will be using a PID control algorithm. PID stands for proportional, integral, and derivative, and the first part is your proportional. So it is a constant number, so some value multiplied by your error, and that will give you an output to put to your servos. However, a fatal flaw with this is that it will tend to overshoot a whole bunch and create a lot of oscillations, making the rocket unstable. So that's where your other terms come in. Alright. And then you get to your D term. Your D term stands for derivative, and it will predict future error. So derivative is a type of calculus function, and it basically stands for something changing over a period of time. So you would have your previous error minus your new error right now, and then you would minus, and then all of that would be divided by your previous time minus what time it is right now. So it is change in error over time. And so if you only have a proportional controller, then your graph will go up and over the set point. It would overshoot, then it would come back down. So then it would have a negative error, and then it would overshoot again, and then come back, and then overshoot, and overshoot, and overshoot. However, if you have a derivative term, then it would go up, and then it would overshoot. However, it would not overshoot. So it would go up, and it would dampen it, and then it would come back down, and it would start to dampen it before it carries that momentum into overshooting the set point. And then eventually, so it would go up and then dampen and then go up again and dampen a little more and then go up and dampen more until eventually it will try to smooth out on that set point. However, it won't smooth out. Well, it will, just not as good. All right, now the last term is the I term. Now I know it goes PID. However, your D term really comes before your I term because your I term is there to eliminate any accumulated error or steady state error that persists. So your I term is not going to start off I don't know how to say this, but your I term will not start off as making as big of an impact as your P and D term are. So what your I term is, it accumulates errors and it will dampen them over time. So kind of like your D term, however, it is not as effective, I guess. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. And I know I didn't explain everything as clearly as I should have, but, I tried my best. And I probably didn't explain everything correctly either, so if you're any real type of engineer, please find a way to reach out to me. It'll probably be in the About section with this channel or some tab. I'll probably link my email in the description, but please reach out to me. And if you're just a normal person and you like this content, please make sure to subscribe, like, and comment.